New Jersey, wondering if it will happen again. For about a week there, the area has been plagued by loud, booming sounds. Problem is, no one knows where the sound is coming from.
We were like looking at each other like, what was that?
It happened twice in the past week to Danielle McManus and her family. While inside their home, in a usually very quiet Fair Lawn neighborhood, things went bump in the night.
If we didn't know any better, it almost sounds like a cannon. It was so deep and just like echoey.
Elsewhere in this neighborhood along the Passaic River, residents say they've heard loud booms as early as 6 p.m. and as late as 2 in the morning.
It's like psh, psh. It was like grr, grr, brr, like that.
I heard the noise, so I came out here. Sometimes, people dump garbage. I sounded like a garbage truck.
Initially, they thought maybe the noises were coming from this PSE&G plant in Patterson across the river from the communities where the noises are being reported. Construction is going on, but a neighbor closest to this plant says the booms are not coming from here. Have you heard any sounds coming from this plant?
No explosions.
He has extra officers deployed, more eyes and ears for when whatever it is disturbs the peace again.
Not often we report on falling prices. No. One of many people in Gloucestershire and Wiltshire that heard a loud boom coming from the skies last night. The noise was heard at Cotswold Airport near the village of Kemble at around 10 o'clock. Some say their entire houses shook. But the airport and the police say it was all part of an emergency services exercise.
Yeah, that's right, AJ Abby. We'll take a look at this map. This is where residents say they are hearing the loud booms, and you can see right across this map, you can see North Florida and South Georgia. Almost all the counties in our coverage area are covered. Now take a look at some of what our viewers posted on Facebook. Kelly writes, she's writing from Havana at around 10:30, it sounded like a loud truck rumbling, went outside, and nothing. Also, Precious B writes, it felt like I heard the noise I heard at the time referenced my home shook. I thought it was an earthquake. Yet another viewer also telling us that this one is Stephanie. She says, I have heard and felt several times over the last few days, dogs go crazy and the windows rattle. It felt like the whole house was shaking. Now, we did reach out to this, as so many of you were talking about this. We decided to go in search of what may have caused the boom. We reached out to Tyndall Air Force Base near Panama City. Officials told us 4 of their aircraft were flying Tuesday evening during that time, but they also said there was no indication of any sonic boom that would be noticeable in the areas reported.
There's a lot of people talking about this, a loud noise. Emergencies calls, all this in Dodge County, people wondering, what was it?
Yeah, what caused this boom? Was it a force of nature or a different kind of force?
What's the sound? Got here. 6:08 p.m.
Been doing that for a solid 2 hours now. No, what the hell that noise is?
It's a bit strange. Yeah.
Nothing now.
I actually thought maybe it was a traffic crash outside my house, so went outside, drove around the neighborhood looking for something, and wasn't able to locate anything.
The house shook and there was a loud boom.
What caused this boom? Was it a force of nature or a different kind of force?
The only salvation for this sin is the gospel. The only way to really cure that what's on the inside is understanding that Jesus Christ died for our sins. And so to me, on a micro level, it's understanding.
Oh, and just like that, we lost him. I know.
We are witnessing our last moments on this earth. Our last moments on this earth. It could be at any second we can be destroyed. This is done, you know, and I have tried to reach as many people as possible. This is my 400th video, you know, 400th. And basically my video was to reach the people, you know, and save you if I possibly can. And it proves this to be the most difficult thing, because people are so deterred by, you know, other things. But how should we be spending our last moments? We should be in prayer 24/7. You should be asking for forgiveness 24/7, because God Almighty is not hearing any excuses. The Most High will not hear excuses. It's did you or did you not follow the commandments? The end. The end. No excuses. And if you think you're going to go up to God and say, well, I was better than my neighbor, I was better than the people I hung around with, I was the best one in my family, I was the most godliest one in the church, it don't matter. Again, did you or did you not follow the commands? If you did not follow the commands, then go to hell. The end. If you departed from the law, you're going to hell. Then you are the workers of iniquity. And so you cannot show up to God gay. You can't show up to God pretending to be straight when you are gay. And I talk about that because this society have turned into Sodom and Gomorrah. It has. And I never thought that I would ever have to talk so much about homo damn sexuality. You know, but this is what our nation then turned into. This is what is acceptable to this world. You know, and they have wrecked this planet where God is coming to destroy it. Just like the Nephilim in the days of Noah have to be put down like wild beasts. So what should we be doing in these last days, our last moments? We should be praying our ass off. We should be repenting. We should be fasting. I mean, we can have just seconds, minutes, hours, days left. You know, I don't believe we're gonna see another year. If we do, you know, God is gracious. But I think this is over in a matter of months. Probably, maybe even next month, maybe at the end of this month, who knows. This is over, you know, and it's we all sorted out of who we are. The saints is gonna go to the the kingdom, and everybody else is going to the fire. The majority of people, wide is the gate that leads to destruction, is going to hell. Going to hell. They ain't getting out. They're fuel for the fire. You know, I read that the other day. Fuel for the fire. And it's a shame. And I'm doing my damnedest to make it. This is charity, you know. And like I said, this is 400 videos worth of charity that I'm giving. If you want to give charity back to me, God bless you. Thank you. You know, there is a PayPal button on the banner, and like I said, I ain't proud to say that either. It is one, and I can use the money, so charity is good. But this is charity. I've been saying it in a lot of videos. I don't charge for the scriptures. No one should charge. The Bible is free. The Torah is free. All scriptures are free. No one should charge. No one should be gaining a profit from the scriptures. We receive freely, we give freely. So these last moments, like I said, prayer, repentance, fasting, and staying away from all sin. No weak moments anymore. If you want to make it into the kingdom, it said when God come back, you better be spotless. You better be able to offer him a pure heart, and that's Satan and sin free. That's no lust, no gay, no carnal, no theft, no murder, no nothing. It's just clean, no drugs. Clean your act up. You seeing all the signs. That red glow is the fire of hell. It is the fire of hell. We seeing it in our skies. It is the fire of hell. And I filmed it. It has gotten so damn close that we can see a red fiery planet out here in California. You know, and go if you want to see it, go look at the last couple of videos I made, and you'll see that red fiery hell in the sky. So these are our last moments. We need to ask forgiveness for people we have wronged, you know, and we need to forgive other people that have wronged us. And so, like I said, Jew and Gentile, you know, peace to you. Jew and Gentile, peace. I have no beef with you. My channel was not about racism, superiority, anything. The channel was about salvation, and all can have salvation if they are righteous. God will bless those who bless us. Like he said, all can have salvation. So, repent, forgive, fast, turn away from sin, call on the Father 24/7. Everything you do should be a part of him. If you're selling drugs, you need to stop. You should have been stopped. If you fornicating and doing adultery, you should have been stopped. You know, you living on borrowed air right now. If you gay, you need to quit. Everybody need to restrain themselves in hopes that you make it. And I will make amends, people, because God said we're going to pay for every sin that we did. Every last one. He said he's going to make you accountable. That is why the day of judgment is. To make you accountable for all the things you've done. Good or bad. Accountable. And you're going to pay for the bad ones. So, let's, you know, put it in fifth gear, man. Because this thing is finna get bad. It's going to be the day of the Lord. And it's going to be the worst day that ever hit Earth. And like I said, it's meteorites that's going to pound this Earth to powder. The mountains and everything else is going to crumble. It's going to pound this place. And all those meteors is marked for sinners. It's marked for sinners. Just like Sodom and Gomorrah, so it's going to be the end. All those is going to hit sinners and destroy you. All of y'all going to the fire. The earth is already opening up. The volcanoes is opening up. What's coming up beneath us is hell. What's coming up above us is hell. Hell is going to be visible for everybody to see in just a moment. You know, we got that day of darkness coming, and just like I said, that moon is going to turn to blood red, and you know, the sky is going to be darkened, and you're going to literally see the prophecy unfolding. You know, if not, you know, God, by God's grace, he gave us more time, but I doubt it. Rapture News.
Somebody is going around rattling the wrought iron bars to our house. Wiring, they're just hearing it. It's probably also related to the explosion.
You don't happen to have any power outages reported up there, do you?
That's negative, and I'm on the 21 with DM, and they don't have anything going on that they think would cause this. Jeannie Lane, complainant heard the booms earlier, said he did shake his house about 10 to 15 minutes ago. Then it sounded like someone was shaking his back door. He said he did not notice anything in the backyard.
Talk of several towns in West Michigan today. Mysterious loud booms woke people up and rattled windows last night in Branch and Calhoun counties, all the way to Allegan County.
I'm just waiting.
Where was it?
The sound was coming from up there, over there, like by where like Petro. That's scary, man. Especially how there was this like, this could go viral. This is scary as hell. Just fucking, there it is.
That's a transport. That's a truck.
No way.
Yeah. Faulty brakes.
No way that's a damn truck.
Yeah, it's the truck just went by.
That's way too... Like, just listen. Oh my god, that's so cool.
Wheels are frozen.
Oh my god. Oh my god. Holy fuck, that's cool.
Did you hear a loud boom earlier today? Several people heard and felt a loud noise around 12:30 Central Time this afternoon. News Channel 7's Tyler Allender joins us live in the studio. And Tyler, is any word on what it was?
Ron, with Tyndall, Eglin, and NSA Panama City nearby, we're no stranger to loud booms from time to time. This particular one seems to be a mystery, though, but I heard and felt it. As of now, there's no official word on the source. Law enforcement doesn't believe it's criminal. Many of you called our newsroom and left comments on our Facebook pages, and here's what some of you said. Barbara was wondering what the big boom was. Debbie said the houses on her street shook. Tiffany was also curious. Enid said she heard what sounded to her like an explosion in the Grand Lagoon area. Houses shook and even tripped the breakers. Now, there weren't any reports of an earthquake, according to the U.S. Geological Survey, and still, not everyone felt it. We had fewer, if any, reports from those who live closer to Tyndall, over to Callaway, Springfield, and Parker. But if we do get any leads, we'll be sure and pass them along, Ron.
All over Carter County took to social media about a loud boom that shook their homes and workplaces around 10:15 this morning.
News 12's Amy Jensen spoke with Air Force bases about what might have caused it.
The whole building shook. I felt the boom, and then it just like roared. I was here waiting on a customer, and all of a sudden there was this huge, what I thought was an explosion.
Jadine Fackrell was at work when she heard the boom. She says everyone inside at the Oklahoma Pecan Company ran outside.
The building, the windows rattled. It felt like it shook, although we're on a concrete foundation.
A public affairs officer with Lockheed Martin tells us they're still determining where the sonic boom test took place, leaving those around Carter County like Fackrell who felt it still wondering.
No smoke, no fire, no sirens. Don't know what it was.
Imagine for a second being woken up by what sounds like a cannon outside your window. Well, that's how a lot of people are describing a mysterious boom in the Huntington area.
When you hear something so loud it shakes your home, you expect you'll find something when you look out your window or start talking to people in your neighborhood. But that's not the case with the booms heard all across Huntington last night.
So I ran to the back door and looked out, but I didn't see anything.
It rattled the windows, shook the walls, and it jolted the doors. But it didn't leave a trail.
What in the world is going on?
It's what a lot of people in Huntington have been wondering.
All I heard was a big boom.
Anytime there's something like this that happens where there's no real evidence to prove where the sound came from.
We've heard Jesus is coming. We've heard lots of things. This is the kind of stuff you see on TV. It's not something I thought we would ever be discussing in our own town.
So, I've been hearing some strange noises outside now for a bit. I'll open the window to show you. It's really strange. Listen. don't know what it is, but it's starting to freak me out a bit. I don't like it. It's been happening every kind of 10 minutes, half an hour. But there it is again. I don't know what it is, but there's been some strange cloud formations. I don't know if that's got anything to do with it, but it's freaking me out. I've heard about these noises from other places, but
like that from the U.S. Geological Survey. So at this point, we don't know what it was that happened, but again, a lot of people, it brought a lot of people out here. They're everyone trying to figure out what this was.
Just a minute, but first, did you hear a loud boom this morning?
Yeah, if so, you definitely weren't alone. We've been getting emails, phone calls like crazy.
I mean, it was like, it makes your heart stop for a second. Like, it's so loud. It's a noise that's like alive in the house.
So the house shaking experience over the past week. We have received several emails from people in Louisville about loud booms that were shaking all of the homes in the neighborhood.
Just the whole house shakes. I've never heard anything like it. I thought maybe it was, lightning or thunder or something. And when I walked outside and, the stars and there wasn't a cloud in the sky, so I figured it wasn't that.
Might explain all of this. At first they thought it might have been an earthquake or a sonic boom. That turned out to be unfounded as well. So right now, Jim, a big mystery of what happened here in the Northeast tonight. A loud boom, home shook, but no explanation so far. Back to you.
There's a YouTube video and there's a lot of stuff on this at the moment. And nobody seems to know what it is. It's very strange. I don't know if you can hear it. There it is again. It's something, how should I say, unnatural. Like the sound of a god. Or something with extreme powers. There, did you hear that? I'm not sure if it's coming through on the microphone here.
Right now at 4, a mystery boom in an Ocean County community.
When they say the craziest thing happened.
You heard this rumble, boom, 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 and it just felt right under our feet and kept going. It was just unbelievable. It rumbled like an earthquake.
Finally tonight, a story about a nice place they're calling a boom town, jokingly. The problem is it's not funny. The good people in one town in Wisconsin would right now give anything to find out what's making that noise.
I've never heard anything quite like this. A tremendous boom.
It has been more than a day since those thunderous booms rocked the Verde Valley.
In a world of smartphones and Google, people get answers to their questions these days right away. But tonight, there are no answers, only questions.
You can see the windows vibrating in this surveillance video from Roger Wilco Liquor on Wellington Avenue in Ventnor, then the stunned reaction of employees inside.
One volunteer fire chief we spoke with overnight said the boom was so loud he thought a house might have exploded.
Just all of a sudden there was just this humongous boom, just one boom. I mean, I honestly thought like a house blew up. Started looking for, a plume of smoke or something.
Continuous booming noise being reported in several area communities.
Or something dropping that's really heavy, like a big dumpster sometimes just dropping out of the sky or something.
It's shaking them up.
A couple of them you do end up feeling a little bit of the vibration from them.
I think that's what kind of surprised me the most is seeing how widespread this is. It's not really confined just to Colonial Heights and southern Chesterfield. It's far-reaching.
A number of people reported feeling a mysterious shake or a boom in that beach town.
Everyone was wondering exactly what it is they were experiencing.
A little unusual, huh?
Oh, it's always unusual.
I was lying in bed reading, and I thought it was thunder. And I asked my husband if it was raining. He said, no, it's not raining.
You have these weird sounds. Just, you put two and two together and it starts to, you start to realize, maybe we don't know everything we know,
It's not thunder or rock blasting or even fireworks, so what is it? Mysterious, unexplained booms rocking parts of North Georgia.
With San Antonio International Airport nearby, airplanes are heard there every day. But as our Justin Horn reports, those who are awakened by this sound say it was very different.
It shook. We didn't know, what it was.
This was not normal. It was shaking the windows, the house was shaking.
So we asked, did this sound like anything they'd heard before?
Not at all. Nothing even remotely close to it.
County residents were shaken by a loud, explosive-like sound earlier today.
Sometime after 11, the walls and paintings started shaking inside the shop after they heard the loud boom. Ray Adcock says he immediately ran outside and says he saw other people running out of their buildings checking to see what happened. Adcock says it was definitely nothing he had heard or felt before.
We're looking all over social media, and it sounds like everyone around this area within a couple miles of us heard the same thing.
The rock quarry in the area is known to blast rock regularly, but residents tell me that particular sound was different from the blast that they've heard in the past. Reporting live in Owasso.
Greco's hands a calendar. She's been keeping track of all the booms.
And in November, at 7:50 p.m. on the 28th, it sounded like it struck the side of the house always, and it sounds like a Mack truck rams into your home.
But even more striking, the fact that nobody knows what causes it. Over at Town Hall, Mayor Mike Callahan's been trying to figure it out ever since he took office.
The booms are one of our amazing little mysteries that drive us closer together. Every community has its lore, has its myths. As I said, the Loch Ness Monster exists.
For this piece of lore, there are lots of theories.
There's always the popular theory that they're digging a tunnel under our town as an escape route from Washington, D.C. to get to Andrews Air Force Base.
I wonder about the underground digging, what's going on there. See how it looks right here?
For Greco and her husband, they say the booms have caused cracks in their basement.
Well, several people in Spokane Valley reported hearing those very odd noises overnight. Turns out the sound was coming from road graders plowing snow and ice at the Valley Mall.
Pretty loud booms. I don't know what that was. Really?
Mm-hmm. It's weird.
That is weird. Those dogs are barking at it. There's definitely some noise.
And no one seems to know where it's coming from.
Call it the case of the mystery booms.
And there were dozens of reports in a matter of minutes.
It was really, really freaky, to tell you the truth.
So tonight the mystery continues as to why Clintonville has become Boomtown, USA.